Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy Lewis. I am founder of Joyful Mom, an online business where we pour into moms and their emotional well-being. Why? Because I believe you're the pulse of the family. And I believe when you're your best self, you raise your best kids. Today, we are going to talk about a subject. It's not even titled anything. We're going to talk about my journey a little bit and how I overcame having some real animosity towards my children. This is not a fun topic. I'm not actually excited to share, and yet it's a really personal journey for me. And I know there's a lot of moms out there who actually have animosity towards their children. And if you've never felt that, be careful in judging that, because I never understood it at first until I adopted two children. And then I started realizing, wow, you really can have some angst and fear and irritation, not even irritation, it's deeper than that. This this anxiety about your kids. And when they walk in, your whole body kind of goes like that. And I never understood that because I didn't have that with my bios, and I got that experience with my adopted kids. So we're going to talk today about that. And if mom, you're going through that, I feel you. I get you. And it's okay. We're going to help you walk through that. And there is hope. There is absolute hope because I have walked through, it's not perfection yet, but we've definitely reached a different level than I ever thought we would. I really thought that I would be stuck in that forever and that they would leave my home and I would just go, whew, they're gone. And I see the light at the end of the tunnel now and the possibility of a more of a deeper connection with them. And I'm going to share with you today a little bit about that journey. All right, so hang on till the end because I do have some hope for you, and I have a class that I've put together that I want to share with you because I did it because I think it's so valuable for moms to learn how to walk through some of this process. Oops, sorry. All right, so let's get to that part of it, my story. Oh, make sure you subscribe to the channel, please, so you follow along with my journey and that you can be encouraged in your daily walk, because that's what this is all about, is making sure you have the tools you need. So my biologicals, I have two of them, and we had it pretty good. Well, now there was a lot of drama in my life, a lot, but my child rearing part was always my safety net. That was always my, oh, I've got this part. Like I understood that for some reason. I had studied it enough. My kids were pretty compliant, not perfection, not painting a weird picture for you, but that was not the struggle I had in life. And so I raised my kids, right? They were 9 and 7. No, older than that, 11 and 9, when we decided we would adopt two other children. I thought, hey, we've done pretty well. We've got great kids. They obey, not perfection again, but they're pretty obedient. They love the Lord. Like, we've got this. So we adopted two children from Latvia, and we flew over there as a family. And we picked them up and we spent 2 weeks with them. And it got hard. It got really hard. My youngest would run through the house while we were over in Latvia. He'd wake up in the morning and start running through the house, screaming and literally arms flailing, just screaming as he ran through. And I went, oh my gosh, what did we do? And so we brought them home to the States, and we ended up moving to Guam, middle of the Pacific Ocean. And so now my family is now away from the support structure of our home, of the States, out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with two adopted boys who really were creating chaos in my home. And I remember one time, one of my sons, my biologicals, ran into the home, said, Mom, we need help. We need help. This one son is remember, we were on an island. He's throwing coconuts at us and threatening to kill us. Like, okay, like it was a constant state of my world is now falling apart. Everything that I had known was now in complete turmoil. And this child was bringing in his trauma. And of course, we now understand that better, but at the time, it was creating trauma on me. And I think that's the part that a lot of parents, a lot of adopted people don't talk about, is the trauma it brings on the family. It particularly brought a lot on me because I was not used to somebody running through my home saying, I hate you, I wish you were dead, I don't want to be here anymore. And he was 9. It's not like we could do anything about that. And so the trauma it brought on me as the mom was real. And I started speaking things like, yeah, I'm a good mom, but I suck at the adopted thing. Yeah, I did really well with my bios, but I'm not a good adopted mom. They would have been better off elsewhere. And I started speaking that. And I don't know if you've ever felt that, if whether you have adopted or biological, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes we feel that way of our kids would have been better off somewhere else. And it started getting me, what's the right word? I don't know that I went, well, I had bouts of depression, not to where it was like documentable or anything, but it was definitely huge bouts of sadness, remorse, regret, grief. Oh, I went through a lot of grief. And eventually I laid in bed one time, and I remember thinking this, we'd had them about 3.5 years. And I remember going, I have a choice to make. I can be miserable for the next 4.5 years while they're still in my home, or I can just suffer through it and be bitter, or I can change my attitude no matter what they do. And as I sat there, I remember it vividly. I went, Lord, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to stay in this pit I'm in and just hide here for the next 4 years and let life just go by me. I don't know if I want to just stay bitter and just deal with it. I really don't know that I want to change my attitude because this sucks. If you've ever been in that place where you've got to make a decision about that, it's hard sometimes to make the best decision for yourself because you feel justified. I felt very justified in being angry towards these children for what they brought into my home. And as I laid there, I laid in my pit for probably a day and a half and went, Lord, I don't know what I want to do. I really don't know which of those 3 choices I want to make. And eventually I said to the Lord, I said, I'm going to choose option 3. I'm going to change my attitude no matter if these children ever change or not. Why am I making that decision? Because I didn't want to be that person who was bitter. I didn't want to be that person who stayed depressed. I wanted to go ahead and be me and live who I am for the betterment of my biological children, with the hope that that would transfer to my adopted children as well. So I went on a mission. I did 30 days of prayer and oils, and I oiled myself up, essential oils. If you don't know about them much, there's a link below. There's information about them. So I oiled myself up for 30 days, and I verbally spoke day after day after day. I choose joy. I'm going to be harmonious with my children today. I'm going to be courageous with myself and with others. And I'm going to put away any negativity. Those were the 4 things I spoke day after day. I would put an oil called joy on, and I would speak about my joy. I would put an oil called harmony on. I know weird names, but there's science behind it where it actually raises your frequency to that emotional level. I would put an oil called valor on, and that was my courage. And my white angelica was my positivity. And for 30 days, every single morning, I would stand at my counter and I would put all 4 oils on myself, and I would speak verbally those 4 things. Now, I would change it up. I didn't have a memorize something, but I would always speak of, okay, today I'm going to choose joy. Today I'm going to be a positive person. And I changed myself over those 30 days. What happened in my family was amazing. It started softening my spirit towards the children that I had so much animosity towards. It softened my heart. I found more joy, even though they hadn't changed yet. Nothing in my home had changed except for me. I took responsibility for me, And that's what I'm so passionate about. Mom, you are the pulse of your family. You may or may not be able to change the circumstances around you. I don't know that. But what I do know is that you can change who you are. And what I've seen is when I changed who I was, it changed my family dynamics. I've been through this whole process twice in my life, and both times when I changed who I was and I took responsibility for my own emotions and my own reactions and how I dealt with other people, it changed the circumstances around me. So I'm not going to guarantee it for you, but my own personal testimony is both times I've done this, where I really dug deep and changed my perspective. It changed the family. That's why I do what I do, because I think it's so valuable. So to kind of wrap up this story, over the past year and a half, the dynamic between me and my adopted children has completely changed. It is still not perfection, but that animosity, that angst, when they walk in the room, my shoulders no longer do that thing. Doesn't mean it won't maybe come back at some point. It might, but guess what? I now know what worked. And so I can work that process again if I need to. All right, that's my story. I hope that it brings you some hope, because you may be dealing with some angst towards your biological child, some angst towards an adopted child, some angst towards your husband. And when you take responsibility and start really claiming who you're going to be, it changes your world. I told you I would tell you about the program that I have. It's called Taking Control of the Chaos. In that program, it is tips and tricks and specific things you can implement. It's the process that I went through. When I did my 30 days of prayer and oils, I have been through hours and hours and hours of mentorship, counseling, therapy, because of an issue far beyond before my adopted kids came into my family. And a lot of those same tools and tricks I used during those 30 days. It wasn't just the prayer and oils. It was making sure that I understood if I was in abundance or deprivation, if I was taking responsibility for my own reaction towards somebody else. And in Taking Control of the Chaos, we walk 3 months together. And it's a video series. It's an online course where you get to press play anytime you want. And you spend about 5 to 10 minutes where I just sit and I tell you one of these ideas that we used, or I challenge you through, are you living in abundance or deprivation? And what's your choice going to be today? And every day we talk for 5 to 10 minutes, again, pre-recorded video, and you get to comment below any of the videos. And I come in, I check that daily to see, is anybody commenting? What can I help you with? And it's like having your own personal mentor in your home for 3 months. It's $200, or it's actually $197, and it is so worth your time. If you are struggling as a mom and you just need that boost of confidence, you want to make sure that you're being the best mom you can possibly be, you need to get over something that's difficult in your family and you want to take responsibility for yourself, I urge you to join me in this. It's an amazing journey of self-discovery, of confidence, of creating a calm mom in the home and being the best mom that you can possibly be, so that you can raise the best kids you can possibly raise. All right, so the link is below here for that. It's called Taking Control of the Chaos. Please read it. It will take you to a page that tells all about it and what the course really entails. Like I said, this course was written out of my own heart of self-discovery and what I've learned in my journey of counseling and mentorship with others. I hope it's helpful for you. God bless, and I hope somebody found some hope in my journey here, and sharing my story encourages you. All right. Oh, please make sure you like, subscribe, share this channel with others, because we are at Joyful Mom. I'm trying to create a community of women who support each other and who go, I get you, girl, and let's walk this together. So please share the channel, subscribe to it so you always get an update of when I create a new YouTube video, usually once a week. God bless and have a great day.